Hello and welcome to Demonology, Season 3, The House Crosses. We are going to be resuming with episode 9, 10?
10.
10.
But I prefer to call this episode fuck.
Episode fuck.
Episode
Yeah.
fuck!
That's the Roman numeral.
Now I've got to go with that energy. This is episode fuck! Which is probably a good position to be starting with, considering the consequences of last time, but we'll get to that. I'm Alex the Medium, and my pronouns are he, they.
I'm Siobhan. My pronouns are he, him, and I play Sir Benedict Brideshead.
Hello, my name is Fionn, and I play the Druid Knight, Sir Rumpet Umpet, whose pronouns, like mine, are he, him.
Hello, I'm Mo. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing possibly a slightly ill-sounding Eli Hawthorne.
Hi, we are Felix and Sen. We use they, them pronouns. I am playing as Daffodil.
I'm playing as Alder.
And
that's
they
it.
are Legion.
So, before we started playing, Siobhan very succinctly said what had occurred last time. So would you like to just quickly say to the rest of the class what you said to us?
Okay, quick correction. Not a sir, our lord. Continuing on, though. So last time we came to the town of Koge, we looked about, talked to a nice produce woman. Some of us went to go and see a Hans Bartskier who had been troubled by the devil. With him was the local vicar. There was talk of something in the cellar. They went in the cellar, also a poppet. A poppet. Then in the cellar, besides not a poppet, a hex bag. Was it a hex bag?
Yes, it
It
was.
was
indeed.
a hex bag.
It was a hex bag. But first of all, a hex bag in the house. Then downstairs into the cellar, there are rats. Rumpet looks in the rat's eyes, sees a vision of hell, but he needs some help from the devil to do it. A nasty little guy appears upstairs, just a nasty little dude, just a horrible little imp. And at that point, the rest of the party was actually coming to the house, having gone to the church to not find the vicar, knowing he was there.
Importantly, the imp accused us of being inquisitors to the guy whose house it was.
We'll get into the details of what the imp has said while you were downstairs imminently. The only details I'd like to add is sort of like a few things to keep, because I think this will be an investigatey episode. I would like to recap the leads. So you know that Mette Bangors has been arrested for sleeping with rats, and she lives opposite the church, or quote unquote, although she has been arrested, but the sleeping with rats should be taken in big air quotes. You know that Hans Bartskier has accused Johanne of causing the devil to appear in his house. There was also a litany of ills that he had placed upon her doing. You found out that the sickness that him and his maid Orgitza have had is caused by a hex bag. You can assume that the hen that he heard in the garden and basement was a cockatrice, and you know that he has seen the devil, which is most likely the black rat. So you have pretty much sussed out the ills that have been sent to the house, just not who has caused them. So Hans Bartskier accused Johanne of sending the devil to his house. You know that a giant woman is heading or has been spotted outside of Koge by do you have the name of that person? Eva Rasmussen?
Yes.
And I believe also one of Eli's agents spoke with Eva Rasmussen while searching for the giant lady. And then finally, you have made an allegiance, an unlikely allegiance with Gerda Koch, who shot you and threw a grenade at you. And then you hogtied in a tree for some cockatrices to peck at, who is a traveling witch finder. She is off to stay at an inn the name of which I definitely have the name of, but I can't be bothered. The old card,
It's
something like that.
The old card.
The old card, which is also housed by a
The
gentleman.
fat card.
The
The
fat card.
card.
Which is also apparently the haunt of a man called Richard Brix, who is a
Bandit leader.
vagabond. Yeah. In strict sense, is technically a vagabond because
Very good.
vagabonds are military men.
Oh, yes.
Was that
true.
actually the semantic difference?
Yes.
Interesting.
Ex-military men who have gotten into banditry. Anyway, to the imp. So Hans Buttskare is sitting at his desk or his dining room table, which it is, sat at the head of the table, with the imp at the other side of the table, standing on a chair and with one foot on the table as well, pointing to Rumpet and was it Eli in the basement?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
Rumpet
I
and
still
Eli.
have the rat?
Though you have the rat's body because the rat
yeah.
died.
Oh yeah, Rumpet crushed it.
Rip rat.
Yeah, Rumpet crushed it.
Incidentally, also worth noting that you are with priest Arthur Hoge, who is the leader of the Committee Against Witchcraft. You have succeeded your icebreaker with them, so they have an opinion of one with you. But they failed the bargaining stage because that was also tied in with the counterspell.
Test. Yeah.
So you have the final stage yet to do to get a good boon. But so priest Arthur Hodge is Max von Sydow, and Hans Buttskare is Joel Egerton. Very important. So the imp is pointing towards Eli and Rumpet, emerging from the basement. We also know that at the door outside, banging on the door, I believe, was Benedict and Daffodil and Alder. So that is the lay of the land. Does anyone act?
Yeah. I'm going to throw 2 gems at the imp and cast my thorn spell.
Sounds like that's a combat, which I think means that the imp acts first, unfortunately. So
Makes no sense in this context.
I mean, he surprised us.
He surprised you.
he has
He
surprised you.
us all.
Yeah, so I think as you reach into your pocket for gems, the imp says, "And they attack me!" As it whips their tiny tongue out, leashing a gout of flame at you, Rumpet. Little dodge.
Little dodge.
Little dodge.
A dodge.
You dodge.
Actually, Rumpet, can I just, for flavor, Rumpet doesn't dodge. He just turns his body to fire and walks through it.
Yeah, sure. It's just about acting quick. Yeah, so do you want to just kill this imp?
No, I'm going to Snarling Thorns it, which will
Kill it?
No, it can still act. It just takes it's immobilized.
It's just a little guy.
And it'll take 2 damage on at the start of its next turn if it chooses to act, but it will have to spend 5 damage in order to get free of the vines. So basically, I'm just gonna throw the gems at it with sort of a flick of the wrist, and they're gonna go up its arms and like go down its throat, like blocking off any sound. Just to be quiet, and just have it sort of like lashed and held up over the chair. And I'm gonna turn to Hans Buttskare and say, "So we haven't been entirely honest with you, but I also would like to insist that I have not lied once."
He goes from looking like he has been frozen in terror in his chair. Like he's seen enough of demons, and seeing what looks the most corporeal in his house is sort of sending him a little bit. And he turns to you and just says, "You will kill this thing?"
Of course I will, but I just want to make sure that you're okay and you're not going to freak out too much, because I'm going to actually. Eli, would you mind?
And it is
I
Eli's
kinda
turn.
take him aside.
Yeah, Eli, just
Did I
that's
deal
him
with
directing
the-
you to kill the imp.
Okay. I take out. I'm gonna do a little throwing knife, just
Yeah.
off to the side.
Do you want to roll ahead?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any flavor to? Well, oh, that's a success.
Ooh.
That's a lot of threes though.
Yeah,
They're not
Suspicious amount of threes.
Too many threes.
don't trust that.
So is there any flavor to how you wish to throw this throwing knife? Because I believe what's the damage on the throwing knife?
+1.
+1. This little creature cannot act again.
But it's
without
cute. It's
dying.
quick, not cute.
What I would say is the throwing knife goes in, and when Rumpert still sees it struggling, he kind of sighs and then uses that sort of next 2 damage to just effectively rip the imp in 2 from the vines
Because
as they kind of sink back into the earth.
I think the thing is, I'm going to say that the imp is not going to act. The imp is simply going to sit there in the vines, not moving, going like, "Mercy me, mercy, mercy, please."
Each
What's
turn they
going
take
on
2
in there?
damage.
What's going on? Alder, would you break this door down?
Max wants it out. Sorry, Priest Arthur Hodge says, "Do not break the door. Regisa, open the door." And she heads across the room and allows you in. Says, "Now, Hans, calm yourself. This," and he crosses himself. "Good Lord, this is a creature of hell."
It's an imp. It isn't really anything. I wouldn't worry too much about
We've
it.
kind of got it under
Rather,
control.
It's barely a threat. There are bigger rats, larger cats. You're fine.
And turns to Rumpert and says, "What did you do?"
Well, I encourage the earth to reject the presence of the demoniacal. It was all very good and proper.
That sounds very swayy to me.
Well, it
Um,
sounds like I have it sounds like I have a
Good take.
talent, which means that I can never be my enjoinings and never cause hysteria and are never mistaken by any as witchcraft.
That's not what that's called.
That's no.
Bring mistletoe and oak. That's
There we go.
exactly what it's called.
Well.
But this isn't about the enjoining. This is about why the imp appeared, and that wasn't Rumpert's spell. That was a
No.
bargain.
But I was about to add 5 hysteria because you cast snarling thorns or grasping vines or whatever not D&D spell this is called at an imp in front of the priest. So yeah, very well. You do not incur 5 hysteria that I just marked. Yeah, he crosses himself again and says, I still want you to sway him, but I'll give you a bonus dice for that for sure.
Thank you.
He won't mistake it for witchcraft, but he might still go, "I don't like it."
Leon, you can borrow my knowledge of church law.
I
It's
got
already
2. I got
necessary.
4 and a 5.
It's already
5,
done.
yeah.
Woo!
The 5 successful. And he says, well, aside from this pagan magic of a sword, I'm thankful that you are here. I do not believe I would have acted with the same speed.
Well, Father, the important thing is that we are all here together. These are our, I hesitate to say friends, they are certainly our colleagues who are working with us in this investigation. And I kind of gesture towards the 3 strangers who've just walked into the house.
And Hans Butskaya says, you said that you were members of an English Inquisition.
Well, no, I didn't say that, but the
imp did.
Oh, the imp did. Yes, well, that is true. That is largely true.
An
In a manner of
inquisition
speaking.
of the Lord.
Well, you know what? That actually, I think it's perfectly reasonable for me to take that 5 that you just got, Fionn, as the last stage of your audience.
As the negotiation. Very good.
Again, Priest Arthur Hush turns to the lot of you and says, "And what shall we do with the creature that begs for mercy? Is it a
Oh,
deception, or is it a creature
no,
with,
it's
that we
I'm
should
burning
pity?
hands it.
I
I just put my hand on its head and just like engulf it in flames until it's ash. It's really nothing to worry about.
I mean, like,
Rumpet.
textually,
Rumpet.
I think is immune to that, but like that's fine.
I
I'll let you do it.
I wish to speak with the spirit.
It is.
But the spirit is gone now.
The
There's no
spirit
reason to
is
talk to it.
ash. The spirit is immensely ash.
You can't just yabber at everything. Sometimes things need to go.
Well, what's the dead thing in your hand?
Oh, this is a rat I killed by accident when I was trying to exorcise the devil out of it.
I really do imagine that you were like performing a CPR on it.
It's a holy CPR. It's like,
Yeah, imps are immune to fire, so I think the funny thing is that your burning hands just simply does not work.
well, I think what I will say,
but then
Wilcox,
you
is that
can
every
grasping
turn
vines
he
it.
incurs damage from the vines. So like, as
Yeah.
he's not burning to death, he is slowly being like torn apart by vines.
I think like you mistake the screams.
It
They're
is
like,
a righteous
"This is
fire,
working.
Father.
This is working." And the priest sort of like turns about, sizes you all up, and says, "Goodness, and you have, I suppose it is no coincidence that you have arrived at the same time as our sightings of the devil here."
Whenever there is something unholy, something holy must take place. And just Daffodil does a twirl.
Are you after something there?
To showcase my beauty.
Good. I'm glad that you've chosen the relaxing fantasy music playlist. Now we can have a relaxing fantasy. Priest Arthur Hodge says, for goodness, quite eventful morning. How about we sit and converse frankly about how we might be able to conjoin our investigations?
Why, yes, that would be lovely.
And he turns to Hans and says, "Will you be satisfied to continue hosting us within your home?" And this is like the epitome of a polite ask, whereas the priest simply begins to sit as Hans, quite shell-shocked, just nods. And yeah, the priest says, "You must forgive me, but your presence, your actions, then turns to Rumpet, your abilities are not something I would have thought within the realm of the humanly possible."
All things are possible in the mind of God, Father, are they not?
Yes, but such actions are rarely reserved to beings less than saints. And I believe it is a strangeness if I am to look upon a saint of my afternoon.
Benedict?
The more that we look for saints, the more that
Yes.
we find them, good Father.
Benedict.
Yes, I have a notion. Is there a water closet here, Master Batsky?
He's not really listening, and then he sort of like keys into the conversation like a few seconds afterwards, and says, there is a, and then like gestures to Regizia, and she sort of like offers to show you the way.
Yes, Master Daffodil and I are, Mistress Daffodil, good Lord, are desperate for the water closet. Come.
I kind of nudge Eli and be like, Jesus Christ, they're fucking now? I would not have seen that coming. Honestly, I don't think that they're Daffodil's type.
I mean, right second, yeah. I don't know.
I was
So-
backing you the whole way, man.
Oh, and Master Eli, I am sure you too are desperate for the water closet, and I'm giving you the raised eyebrows. Like
I could go,
have
I could
something
go.
to fucking share.
I could go. And I'll
Rumpet now
leave you
looks
guys.
at
I'll leave you.
Older and just kind of like shrugs.
I don't think there's any way in the world that the priest in front of you is not now like This is not subtle.
Why can't we all go?
Let's all go.
Sorry. Please,
No.
please
No,
sit down with me and let us discuss our joint investigations. Excuse me, Father. We all must go together to the toilet.
No, quite. Eli, stay. I know you've been sleeping
I can
unwell
hold it. I can hold
as
it.
of
Eli,
late.
you don't want a little wee wee?
Well, thank you for the thought. Thank you.
I know you didn't go before
I'll
we
wait
left.
until you're done. I know. I always make that same mistake.
It's every time.
We shall follow Rigitza.
Yeah, Regitza takes you through a hallway to indeed internal toilet. Madness. I don't know
Regitza,
how popular they are at this point, but they've got one. I can't.
A little
be bothered.
privacy, please.
Unless you want to stay and watch.
She like nods and walks a bit down the hallway because she is waiting on you. This is proper.
Daffodil, your notion. What is it?
My notion is to lie convincingly. If these people are looking for indications of sainthood, what is it that your little church likes to show about? Is it rays of sunlight or wine, or can't you do that little thing where you put the voice of God in their minds again?
I think betwixt the three sorcerers, we might make one of us seem a saint.
And who might be the best candidate?
Yes.
Blinks intensely.
Can Benedict not in this instance say Benedict?
Well, Daffodil, I imagine it would be you. You have a more pleasant way with people.
And a more pleasant face.
Yes, quite.
Thank you. Well,
We shall
now,
share.
I thought genuinely you were talking about making Rumpet a saint. I was really sold that was what your choice was going to be.
Rumpet's already put the groundwork in.
Makes no sense for either of you.
How many of you shall be saints?
just one.
Though, well, you know what? We can have you and Sir Rampart flip a coin for it.
As you wish.
Again, plainly in front of the priest. What are people saying with Arthur during this?
I think Rumpet is kind of explaining what happened with the cockatrice and letting him know just that we've already sort of done some, as you mentioned, groundwork with the combating the devilry within Koge.
So I think Hans says, and they look like hens.
Yes, largely they look like hens, although much bigger and with a fatter eyes.
So if this bag is the cause of our ills, and the rat in the basement showed you the devil, and these hens are disposed of, then my house may well be rid of the devil.
Well, let's not be too hasty. There might well be some other sort of enchantment upon the abode. And eventually I think we should probably do a full and more detailed investigation. My friend Benedict is a very educated man. He will be more suited to unwrapping the mysteries of devilry within your abode. And after that, we use that information in order to find whoever placed the hex bag in your servants' quarters and see what connection the two of them have. And then we will investigate your possible connection to people. But it is important that we look at this in a step-by-step system. Everything follows on from the last thing, and then that way when we get to it, everything is the right thing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Senor
Benedict.
Arthur leans forward and says, is there anything that our organization can do to assist your investigations? Or is there something that we can work on together? Or that could we share our notes, for example?
I think definitely note sharing would be optimum. And but largely, I would say, being on hand to make sure that we can actually act without being blocked up by bureaucracy, if you understand my meaning.
I understand. If
And also a halt on trials.
they both clam up a bit about this.
Yes, I thought that might get one. One thing we don't need is for the people to be screaming, this person's a witch, this person's a witch, this person's a witch, because once everyone starts doing that, we lose all sense of clarity over the people who are actually
of
witches.
course, I understand. And the thing is that we have already in our custody a woman who has acted in a strange manner.
Yeah, okay, strange manner. That's not, I mean, I'm not a lawyer or a doctor of law.
Gentlemen, a most wonderful water closet, was it not, Daffodil?
Exquisite.
Very modern. Gesundheit. Not a lawyer, Benedict. Are we speaking of matters of the church?
Did you just
Church,
refer to yourself
canon,
in
law?
Did you just refer to yourself in the third person?
Why, yes. Yes, I did.
Oh, Robert approves.
A woman who was made, sleeping among rats?
Indeed. You know of this already.
Yes. And I imagine that your concern is perhaps biblical in nature. Suffer ye not a witch to live, etc., etc.
Indeed.
Could I make some kind of insight test with church law to give a better biblical legal reason to halt trials?
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't think this is, well, maybe is it written down? I think it is the reason this mechanic in the game exists of hysteria is that chiefly is the legal factor that defines most of these. So I think honestly what you need to do is just cite some fucking Bible verses.
Yeah, go on then.
And then that sounds like it would I would say, I would argue you could push compassion here.
Oh yeah, I could push compassion.
What's better for you?
Well, I wanted to throw church law in. I wanted to get real canon law with it.
100%. Church law. This is the fundamental. This is the most church law it can get. Because I imagine Benedict's
partial.
That's
Just
partial.
But it's the church law that does it.
It is the church law
that does it.
But yeah, I think this is Max von Sydow. He's old. He's been the priest. I almost said that he's been a church. He's been a priest for quite a long time, and so I think the manipulation with Bible verses is quite familiar to him. But I think when you do dip into that church law, there's something that he cannot, he feels manipulated, but he cannot deny you are in some way right. And right, I'm going to talk mechanically for a second, because if you want, you can pull your negotiation success to just say no more witch trials. And this organization, who are in the process of doing witch trials, will stop doing witch trials. You could pull that. However, that is these people also have access to metabangors. They also apparently have sway with the watch. This is the priest, the head priest of Koge. This is pretty this is an organization that you could get a lot out of. But if you wanted to use your negotiation to just say none of that, they'll stop it. However, you've just got a partial success on something to do a very similar thing. And I think what they're going to agree to is 3 days. They'll give you 3 days. And at that point, they'll resume their process, which is not metabangors will go up on a stake in the middle of the town and get burnt alive for people to see.
We can rescue them in different ways.
I think 3 days is good.
3 days
Okay.
is good. I'm sure one of us has something that lets us re-roll the bargaining stage of an audience.
Eli.
Eli does, yes. So we can get this big negotiation 3-day thing and still ask for other stuff. I'm sure Eli has something that lets you do that.
Do I? I'm reading.
But 3 days is grand.
What?
Yeah, it's that.
I feel like they're probably Catholic right now. I don't know this, but I feel it.
They're Catholic right now, yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's probably Catholic. If anybody is Catholic,
Me.
you can
And
re-roll.
David.
Rumpet's Catholic.
Yeah.
Rumpet's been
in
Catholic this
theory.
whole time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Rumpet's the most pagan guy. For sure. If you want to, let me see.
What's up?
I believe you can just get a reroll on.
Yeah.
But
Sorry.
yeah,
It's
Sorry.
okay.
So would you like to shared belief? If you have the same theology as your conversation
showing
partner,
this.
which I've now learned the word interlocutor. So that should probably be interlocutor. Thanks
welcome,
Fionn, for
by the way.
teaching that to me, because you named a spaceship the interlocutor.
which
And
I
I
think
was
is a really
like,
good name for that spaceship.
that's a cool random name. What a cool word to have invented. Nope. Yeah, you can re-roll the bargaining chip stage, but you have to accept the new outcome. So you get one re-roll. So
But what else do you want from this that you want to re-roll?
well, having some bargaining chips is useful because you can just get little bonuses off them. Because I don't, for the life of me, remember what the roll was. It was probably a Theurgy, wasn't it? Or a compassion. We've done this before.
Oh, for
Counterspelling.
counterspelling. Oh, the counterspelling is Theurgy.
Yep. Rumpet, do you want to pull a Theurgy roll?
I'll pull a 30 roll. And that's just the 3 die still.
Nope.
Worse.
Yep.
Nope. Didn't do it.
Nope. Still no bargaining chips.
No bargaining chips.
They will
Oh,
not
dear.
give you little things. They will give you a big thing.
All right.
And so I think as a part of this, when they are sharing notes, the things that they are sharing are clearly hysterical ramblings. It is like they have written down, like the priest has written down in a notebook signs that he has seen. He has written down, and these are like, you are inquisitors, you can read between the lines. It's not, he had a misty dream where he went to sleep and then he woke up with wounds on his chest where a beast mauled him. It's the sort of thing of like, I saw a cloud, looked like a potion. He is just pulling at straws, and all of his notes are not helpful. So their organization, the Committee Against Witchcraft, seems to be a crock of shit.
That sounds about right.
But they have
that
given
tracks.
you 3 days before they start persecuting or prosecuting, whichever one you want to say, Mette Bangors.
We'll get her out. It's fine.
Yeah. What else would you like to get from the situation? You've got 3 days grace before they start doing horrible things. You've learned that they're not useful, they're not good, and you've got one big ask of them, which you may use.
Don't know that we want to ask for our big thing immediately.
Yeah, no, you can hold on to it. It's like you in this situation. They're like, oh, I don't like that you're dictating things to us, which is don't burn people at the stake. That's a bit, that's not really the whole point of a witch trial. However, they also are, well, the priest Arthur Hoge especially is a bit like, well, I don't know, I'm not made up my mind about you being a saint yet. So if you went and said, hello, Arthur, I probably a saint would like this one thing. he'd go like, yeah, sure. Ask for 2 things and he'll go, no.
That's too many things. I think we need
yeah.
to talk to Hannah Toombs.
Yeah, I do think we need to find out where she is.
You could probably ask these 2 people.
Yeah, true.
Senior Barskir, this Hannah Toombs, where might we find her?
He says, no worries, she is already with Mette. We have her in custody.
You've
Well, that's
already
the
arrested
things.
her. On what charge?
The priest says she has been accused of sending the devil into this home.
So why did you arrest Mette Bangors then?
Because it is rare to find a witch working alone. Maybe they can corroborate each other's involvement if we simply take though we will not interrogate them for 3 days, this would be our next process of talking to them and asking them to repent.
In the 3 days that we have, we should be allowed access to them.
You understand that this is not a small thing.
Are you certain it is not a small thing?
Well, I believe that giving access to both of them might be one big thing, but I don't believe that this is one small thing.
We don't need him. We'll figure it out.
If you should change your mind, simply speak to or ask to see a man called Kaj. Kaj Krog. He is the let me just put that in the chat for you. He is the man, the head of the watch. We are working with him to secure these suspects.
Gosh, Krog. Very well. Could you at least direct us to the homes of these 2 women so that we might investigate them more thoroughly for signs of witchcraft?
Yes, of course. I will. And you get the like pop-up dialogue thing that says the like house of Mette Bangors and Johanne Toombs has been added to your
It's
map.
marked on your mini map.
Yeah. I've been playing Fallout 2, the very old Fallout game, and there was literally a dialogue thing that popped up in the chat of just a character saying, "Oh yes, of course. What you need to do is go straight and then take left and then ... and it's just brackets. This has been added to your world map." It's just like we've not gotten better at doing that in like 25 years.
I mean, I've been playing Lara Croft, and the only thing that she gets is whenever she finds a map, it says map updated, secrets revealed.
I guess that is better. I guess that is better. Yeah. So that's, you handled that well. That could have gone much worse. Very lucky. I just thought, maybe I'll get like 10 hysteria out of this, but it seems like that enjoinings don't cause hysteria thing. Pretty useful.
Pretty useful.
Pretty useful.
We must go.
We must.
Yeah. Thank you for your time, and we would appreciate your discretion. The fewer people understand the nature of our presence here, the better.
Of course. This our committee is small and precise. Should you need anything, come find myself. You will find me at the kirk in the center of Koge. Hans, we should leave him to be unaccosted. He seems pleased about this.
I forget, can we cast wards on people?
I don't think so.
No, we can't just on places.
Does Regitza have her own room?
She does.
Excellent. Can I ask her to take me up there?
Yeah. I think she'll let you do that. Like, I mean, all you need to say is just you need to inspect it. and then it'll be fine.
Hmm.
Very, very easy to lie away up there. And she says, yes, of course. Well, this is where I'm staying, and it's small room. It's like bathroom sized.
Can I? So does the ward cover the room, or does it has to be based on threshold?
I think threshold.
Okay, then can I draw a cross on the window and a cross
You
on the
may
door?
create wards with a compassion test. A successful ward will prevent a victim of possession, a host, from leaving the inscribed circle. Okay. Oh, okay. That's that. Wards are useful in performing. Yeah. Okay. It's essentially like a trap that you'd lay on the ground. So you should use the threshold.
Okay, I do that.
What are you warding against?
Oh, is this the school that I have to choose?
Yeah, I'd allow school. School makes sense.
Let's just do.
I mean,
what the chickens?
They are bound.
Let's
I would say called, because the hell rats are a different but they are also bound, aren't they? Because they would be like a black goat.
You know, because also, so yeah, cockatrice is bound. You do know that also Hellions, or the called are a part of it, because they're because you saw Desmond Ogborn with a whole host of demons.
So it's up to you, Daffodil. You can bound or called. It's
also, you would know that because you're dealing with a Prince of Hell as a as a patron. There's 4 schools at play.
Yeah, let's just do bound.
Do you give her advice about maintaining the ward, such as don't step on this bit and don't brush this, and
I mean, that's
maybe
not how
hide
you
it with a rug?
That's not how you get rid of them, right? They have to be interfered with.
Yeah, you'd I mean, she'd have to scratch a bit.
I'll just say, this is a symbol of holy protection, which you might benefit from, considering the events of the past few days. I only wish to recommend that you keep it intact, at least until everything is resolved.
Of course, I thank you for doing this. Do you need to see Mr. Bartskay's house, room as well?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
I am more preoccupied with your safety.
Oh, thank you.
Most welcome. Anyone else that you know of is endangered?
Just so you know, I'm dropping hysteria by 1.
Do let us know.
Of course, thank you for the help, and I appreciate it. Do you think that Johanne is behind all this?
We shall see, but maybe no, maybe yes. I am inclined to believe, once I find out, not the simple words of men who are afraid of the dark.
She looks down and away like, oh shit, you can't say things like that. I can't say things like that. And but she just sort of smiles a bit, like, yes, I enjoyed that, but don't get me in trouble.
I would never. You can rest assured, I do not impose my beliefs on anyone else. Nonetheless, if any trouble should arise, do let us know. Oh, and it would be useful if you kept some recipient, a wide recipient, just full of water, holy or unholy, it matters not. It seems to repel whatever is going on.
Have you marked down where you've got these? Because good, cool. Yeah, I think she'll do it. She'll probably do something like leave a cold bath remaining run.
I imagine like a bassinet, to
Yeah. So
The dog crawling out of it.
do you fuck off? Is this enough of Hans about Scare's house?
Can we go
Yes.
talk to the poultice woman, please? Because that was our next destination.
Sure. I think
You
it
can
is.
go and see the poultice woman, the
Because
daffodil.
she was right there.
Oh, which one was that?
The one that was
poultice
across the market.
Oh,
The
what's
one
her
that-
name?
Also believed to be a witch.
I had her name written somewhere among all these other
The-
accused women.
That is Jette Thrain.
Jette Thrain. Yeah,
So the sun is getting sort of like gold and dimmer in a clear sky as the coldness of the early evening begins to descend. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Alder, will you proceed with me to Mette Banger's house and your lovely dog? Daffodil, you may speak to Jette Thrain.
I would be delighted.
And Rumpet, might I have the corpse of that rat?
No, yes, here you are.
I have some questions to ask the gods. Come on. then.
Could make the head speak, but it didn't really speak when it was alive. So
No, it didn't. It was already not speaking rat. It just sort of like spoke rat, but backwards.
does that mean that I get to travel with the boyfriends?
Yes, yes, you do.
Oh my god, you're going through Love Parkin!
Come on, little ones.
Love Parkin!
So, division of labor.
Love Parkin Koge.
Alder and myself met at Banger's house.
Mhm.
You three to Jette Thrain, and then to Johanna Terms's house, and then we meet at the
Johanna
old.
Terms's.
And then we meet at Johanna Terms's, or do we meet at the old cod?
Fat cod.
Fat
The
cod.
I will say that Mette Bangor's her house is much closer than
Then Johanna Terms's.
Johanna's. Yeah.
Um,
Johanna's name throws me off because everybody's name is emboldened apart from Johanna's because it's a Wikipedia link.
Then why don't we go talk to Jette, you go to Mette, and then we come to the house to go to Johannes together? Does that make more sense?
No, I'm going to Mette Banger's house, to her actual house. opposite
Yes,
the
I
church.
understand that, but since it's closer, as is Jette, then instead of we could go together to the third location. That was my point.
Yeah.
You're walking about an equal distance away from each other because I'm on Google Maps looking at the Koge Museum, which is Hans Batske's house. Going to the market square is like a 3-minute walk. Going to Mette's house is like a 10-minute walk.
There we go.
And then we meet
So,
at Johanna's. All right.
Let's start with us, and then we'll go to the house where we'll meet them, and then go to Johannes.
Yeah.
Does
You
that
just
make
knock on the
sense?
door and go like, "Hello, anybody here?" Cool. So, in the market square, you see people are packing down for the evening. A lot of people have already gone home, but you do see that Jette is still there, and she is. Yeah, they'll keep their carts in the center of the town overnight, I believe. That makes sense. And there is sort of like a night watch setting up. There's a young, like late teenager with like a torch that is yet to be lit and a spear, and he is sitting in the center of the square, looking over the starting to pack down stalls. And Jette is packing her boxes sort of like down into a cart as you approach.
Could I
And-
get Rumpet to primal percept to her for any traces of magic?
You want me to you want me to do a sniff for evil? I'll sniff for evil. Sniff for evil so fucking hard.
do you have a thing to do this, or is this just a basic insight that's like?
Am I going to have to explain sniffing for evil every time I do it?
Yes,
Yes.
please do.
Intelligence, primal perceptor, and then knowledge of either druidic affay, demonology and bound taxonomy, or folklore.
Yeah.
You can get one from me because I have all of those, so you can get an extra die.
I also have all of those. That's why I said it.
My main question is: are you employing an ability that's like I can smell magic, or are you?
No.
Yeah. So you're like, I know what like I can smell Sylphwind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I know what like sort of materials used in summoning and bound rites.
Yeah.
What traces they leave.
Go for it.
So is that what, 3 die?
Oh yeah, your intelligence is 1. Yes.
4, because you can get an assistive extra knowledge.
That's the knowledge dice, and Rumpet's already fully knowledgeable.
Nice.
That's
excellent.
Una successo. So yes, you do smell. You smell like all of your fucking, what are they called? Reagents.
Excellent.
Like she has all of them. You don't know, like I think that this is a pure success. There's no sort of, you're not smelling tantalizing trees, you're not smelling blazing palm, you're not smelling any of them sort of like combined into action. But like these are not items that are like any old person would have anyway.
Okay.
Like, so you're like, you can't point as to her casting magic in front of people, but also like she's got a gem that's been cut by a gnome. That's no small feat.
Rumpet kind of smiles and opens his coat up and shows off like where he keeps his reagents kind of strapped to his body and inside of his coat. And just kind of like looks at them and then looks at her and like waggles his eyebrows, and they do like they sort of Jack Black Mexican wave thing.
And I imagine they grow and diminish in length.
Yeah.
Hey, good afternoon,
real
young man.
cartoon stuff.
Good afternoon, young man. I'm sorry, but I'm just shutting up for the night.
You're shutting up for the night. Would you like?
It's very
a
impressive. You have a
conversation?
very good stash, but will you be around the town in the morning?
Yes.
Then you can come and visit me in the morning, can't you?
Interesting.
Oh, I've not seen Rumpet gathered up like that in a very long time.
Would you?
She's still
know
packing
anything-
things down.
Would you like a hand?
She took like 30 seconds just to look at you so that you would stop. And then she just continued packing things down. And she says, she holds something up and says, "Do you know where this goes?"
What is that?
Over there?
Yeah, it's it's like a chicken's foot.
No, that makes me very hungry.
Not for eating. She packs
Oh.
it down somewhere.
Daffodil will go around the market-facing bit of the stall, that's the name of it,
Yeah.
and will take hold of her hand gently and say,
She says, "Excuse me."
"We understand that you are busy, and so are we.
She's yanked her hand away unless you are forcefully holding it. And she is looking
Not
at you
forcefully
like,
holding it. Had you not heard already? 2 of the suspected women of witchcraft in this town have been put under arrest, and under our beckoning, their proceedings have been delayed. We must discuss with you how we might go about keeping you safe."
goodness. Everywhere I go, I am hounded with things like this.
We understand, as are we.
I come into a town and I heal a sick child and an old woman of a cough, and then I am hounded out of the town for casting spells on them.
Idiots.
Someone who speaks sense. Hey, roll something.
What would you like for me to roll?
Something in sway, probably a persuasion, maybe a compassion in virtue.
I can
could
do
be etiquette.
persuasion. Absolutely not.
Can I assist with networks?
Who did? Well, I guess very literally, Wallace did network
Wallace met
with
a
this
few of
square
them.
last night.
Yep.
Yes. If you don't have a knowledge to throw in, then I think Eli can throw in a dice with some networking. Oh goodness!
success.
It's the networking.
Woo! Hell yeah!
Okay.
Wallace did a good job.
All right. So, partial success, great. Partial success, great. Obviously, brilliant. What's going to happen right now is Jette is going to tell you something useful tomorrow morning.
Okay.
But you also rolled a 6.
No, I reject your offer.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Jette can tell you right now.
Please be silent, you insidious serpent.
I
To
don't,
be fair, Alex,
what
you
could
are
happen
an
tomorrow
insidious
morning?
serpent.
No, it's okay. I thank her so much. I don't want to hold her up.
And says,
but I
look, listen. You are nicer than the average person who comes across my store.
I am aware.
I appreciate it, but I am tired and I've been working all day since the very early in the morning. You may find me at the crack of dawn at where she is staying. Bistro 17. Koge's Cafe Bar. Madame and Claire.
Okay.
Tacos Locos. None of these. It's always completely Job Center Koge. None of those. We will translate, or we will not translate, but it is called, it's called Brogade View.
Okay.
And it is an inn on the river. And she says, you will come at the crack of dawn, and we will converse then, and I will buy you breakfast.
And
Okay.
offer accepted.
And sir, with the coat,
Hello.
whatever all of this is, I have more of it, and you shall have it.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I
For
don't
a
think we're
price, I'll buy you breakfast, but I will sell you the rest.
I can get these on my own. If I have any special need, I will definitely come to you. And if indeed you would like a better supply chain, I can also provide that as a service, of course, at a fee.
Rumpet, you could do that thing where you send messages across, right?
Yes.
My lady, can you also perform the same?
No, she can't do magic.
Very well. We shall see you tomorrow.
How am I going to put this? She said, she like shushes Rumpet and says, none of it is magic. This is just the bounties of the earth. But no, I can't speak
magic.
across a city that is not my.
Would you like to learn?
She scoffs and she slams down the last bit of her stall and like
What I am
tucks
saying,
and like
all I am
picks up a
saying-
few things and then starts walking away and says, I have no need of any more of this.
I'm
It
going
seems
to
she's a very
go
happy
round to the back
alchemist
of the
who doesn't
shop.
like the idea.
I'm gonna go around to the back of the shop and I'm gonna pull out 2 bottles. And the first bottle, I'm gonna say into it, wouldn't it be nice to be thanked for all of your hard work? You need not stay in Denmark. If you would like, you may come home to England, and we will set you up there with the people who will teach you and respect you. I smash it against my head and the message gets delivered over to her. And then I send the other one, I send a message to Benedict saying, it's a big bust on the shop. She doesn't want to talk to us right now, but she will tomorrow morning. Where are you?
Well, firstly, she turns around like the 100 meters away and just like she jumps a little bit. I'm imagining her, she's quite short, She's quite big. She like is old.
Like
She's-
Miriam Margolyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she is. That's good. I like that. And she just sort of like jumps and then turns around and just glowers at you, Rumpel.
I smile and wave.
Daffodil will grab Rumpert, and then Eli by the arms will say, "Thank you, we shall see you tomorrow." And then we'll whisper to Eli, "Do send Wallace after her, please."
Sure.
Okay, we're done. On to you. I'll
Yeah,
give you this because I need to go.
Can Rumpert? Can Benedict respond to Rumpert's?
No, I don't believe that you can.
No, I can't.
But
I
you
just
did
hear
it all this. You asked a question all the same.
I do it. I hear it on the wind as we get to Metabango's house.
And just shouts, "I'm over here, Rumpert!"
Which actually, with my primal perceptor, I might be able
Yeah,
to
that
hear.
sort
if he
of
shouts
work.
loud
That
enough.
sort of would work. You know what? Like, I think you can guess, considering the speed of that conversation, that you could probably walk to Metabango's house and catch up with them. But let's start. Is this Alda and Benedict?
Yes,
Yep.
we've come to investigate. Is the door simply open to us? Can we? Is it unlocked? Is it?
There is a guard who has been watching the door. As you approach, she holds out like a hand and says, "Apologies, you cannot enter. This is an we are conducting an investigation into the owner's actions."
Are you with the police or what?
We're with the City Watch. Yes.
Yeah, we are too. Come on, Benedict.
I don't think we have to. All right.
Oh, she's...
Yes, we are with the watch of a manor.
Yep.
Speaking.
I've not got anything about this. You're going to have to fetch for me Kaj and come back with him to clarify that you can have access to this building.
Okay.
Let's. Yes, we will. We'll come away from the door a little into the street. We're going round the side to break into this house, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes, very good.
We have Squire with us, our little Dennis.
You know what might be good? We could use your squire to distract the guard. Let's say, snatch something from her, a glove, runs off. She leaves her post.
Perfect. Let's do it. Squire?
Well, Wilcox, what's that sound like to you? What kind of test is that? To have
Animal handling.
Animal handling, lovely. Do you have animal handling in virtue?
It's a virtue. So virtue
Yes,
number.
I do.
Oh, what's the virtue number?
Yeah,
One.
what's your virtue score?
One, and
so
animal
that's-
handling, so it's 2 dice.
I can lend you my knowledge of veterinary science.
Oh, come on!
It's dog behavior.
Dog
It's-
behavior, veterinary. Oh, good lord! Well, there are some. I actually think this is a good opportunity for hunting.
Do you have hunting, Alda,
Um,
as a knowledge?
Or I think so. You know what?
Uh-uh.
I'll give veterinary science. It's
Yes.
thank you.
it's really animal husbandry, and we'll be able to diagnose and assist an animal in pain. Yeah, whatever. Roll 3 dice. I don't care. I want
Go
the
for
dog
it.
to steal the glove. Well,
Interesting.
that is, as it occurs, a failure. However, that number there is a 6. So let me tell you, it would be great for said dog. Could you remind me of the name? Sorry.
Dennis.
Dennis.
He is right there. Don't disrespect him.
Hi, Dennis. I'm sorry. Dennis runs over and I think goes for the coin purse on the belt, catches it in his mouth, and immediately the guard like snatches it back and like is then
No.
sort of like tug of warring with Dennis. Let me tell you, a 6, Dennis is going to win the tug of war. If you accept a devil's bargain, Dennis will win the tug of war. If you don't, coins going everywhere.
Benedict, what's your opinion?
And then if coins go everywhere, she's going to be there for a few more minutes picking up those coins.
You want to take the risk?
It's just a little devil's bargain.
Just a little one.
It's just a little one. I'll make sure you roll low.
Impossible.
Yeah, that's
But-
a lie. But
We
It
must
would be-
further
it would
we
be
must
nice.
further encourage your squire.
okay. Hold on. Not only will I let Dennis run away with the money, I'll tell you something else about what's going on here.
Okay.
So, are you going for the devil's bargain?
Who will?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lovely. 2d6, please.
Please be low. Please be low. Please be low.
It's gonna be a 5. 5 and a
Please be
6.
low.
Double
Please
6.
be low.
Double
Please be low.
6. Double
Oh my
6.
God, I hate myself.
Sending it wrong.
Oh,
No,
it's-
that's right. That's right, isn't it?
It was
No, they
It's a-
capitalized.
capitalized the.
It's capitalized.
Oh God, the
Oh,
captain
Lord.
doesn't do it.
Please be low. Please be
Let's
low.
go.
What were you typing?
Nothing.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Actually, the best
Oh
case
yeah,
scenario.
good. Oh, fantastic.
Oh Lord, that's not great.
Woohoo.
Yeah, Alder. What? No, what?
You're
What does
confusing
Alder
me.
have? What do you
What
have?
possessions?
Yeah, what are your
Things?
possessions? Because
Um,
all right, I don't think that this will really impact, because I don't think there's anything that this will really hinder. All the precious metals on your person turn to lead. So any coins, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But have you nicked some jewelry recently?
Yes,
Yeah.
from the
Mm.
graveyard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all lead.
oh no.
I
My
like to
fucking
think.
trinkets.
I think like
How am I gonna feed myself?
suddenly like you are like dragged down to the ground by your pockets. It's like filigreed silver is now thick lead.
Benedict, help me. I can't get up.
Well, good. The dog seems to have won. He's off somewhere.
Thanks for the speculations, but I need some help.
Right.
And what you see is the guard knocks on the door, and like she's like, I want to run after this dog, and then the door cracks open, and you see someone in a gambeson, like just sort of like peer out of the door, and you see the blade on their belt as well, as she says, essentially, that dog just nicked my money. And the person in the doorway just fucking cackles at her, and she just runs down the street, and he just like starts laughing, shuts the door.
Do you have rabbit punch, Alder?
No.
What's the other thing that you were going
You're
to
the
tell
first
us?
Presidium I've ever played with who didn't take rabbit punch immediately.
They have worse things.
Well, I suppose we just draw that man out and bomb him on the head.
Look at your thingies, your talents, and maybe your runes. How you could do that.
Wrestle any monster while barehanded, even if it would seem implausible.
It's the even if it would seem implausible that sells it to so many people.
Yeah, it's just like, what? And I in my head, it's always like, I will let you like grab the leg of a giant and try and trip him up. But anyway, that's it. That's what's in my head all the time. But yeah, I think around this time of deliberating and dog whispering, because this woman is going to be chasing Dennis as long as it takes. The others are probably caught up, or at least like you can see each other on the street.
There's a man in there who I think are your nails and I need you to put a man to sleep for me very quickly.
Not a problem. And Daffodil will like shimmy up the stairs and flick the hair and
hello. Stand away from the door.
Do you see movement by a window?
hello.
Who is it?
Captain Krog sent us. Rampart, stand in front of the doorway with Alder. You look like
He's the captain there.
No, Father Hodes called him away. There was some kind of altercation in Bart Scare's house.
Perform.
Oh, I can perform for you.
Perform for me.
Does having Rumpert stood out like he's a guard assist with like military tactics?
I've got 2 sway and performance. Can I throw in
military tactics? That's that. I'll allow it. 4 dice.
Military tactics. I shall borrow from Rampart. Well, then here we go. 46. Fuck me.
Well, I'll offer you a devil's bargain. The devil's bargain is, well, this man will open the door for you, and I cannot say it. I've been playing too much Beam Saber because that's like I'm just thinking in terms of like position and effect right now. Because essentially, I cannot describe the level of desperate position this will put you in if you do not take the devil's bargain, and the very controlled position you will be in if you accept the devil's bargain.
What I'm gonna do, just
not desperate in terms of like your life will be at threat. I'm talking about this will go from like 0 to like 7 pretty quick. I'm not saying 0 to 10 because it's not like you're going to open the door and a dragon will bite you, but it's like.
All right, what do we think, gang?
I think do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Gonna devil's bargain it.
Well, the way you put it there sort of lays me with very few choices.
Well, hold on. Like you can deal with a going from 1 to 7. You can deal with that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, we can. Just have Alder kick down the door. Why not?
Let's do it.
Well, I have been saying it all day. Alder, break down the door.
Get our fucking door.
You hear from inside, Richard, the guard's here.
Richard fucking Brix. Alder, give me a brawn tester. We're going to go and slap a vagabond in the mouth.
That's 2d6, my love.
Standing at the door was not the city guard.
Oh, no.
Oh,
And now I'm going to
no.
break down the door using my
The
smasher
door
axe.
breaks down Alder.
Can I break down the door?
No, actually, the door, you don't need to break down the door because you hear another door in the side of the alley crack open.
I do.
But, I mean, you can still break down the door if you want.
No, but is that something that I hear from the old primal perceptor?
I think you definitely you hear as if this door in front of you had just opened, a door outside in the alleyway. The rest of you probably hear the crashing of a door slamming open.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the alleyway.
Right. Well,
We're
shit.
It's not a confrontation because these are human people. But there's a person with a crossbow there who says, "Don't try it. Just let us go, and it's all good. We're just gonna leave."
Daffodil will cast loss on this man immediately, and just like shimmy down and just like poke him in the forehead with the nails.
You get the sense that there are people right behind this person, but
That is not a problem.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right. Loss occurs.
And does he slump down or sleep?
What's the exact wording of loss? I think he just forgets what he's doing. It's a bit. It's
he's
a very druidic intercession.
He is will be lost to his intents and forget. Let me scroll down.
If you
Will stall, a stranger to their own memories and experience.
Don't try it. I then looks like back inside. So you turn the corner into the alley. You cast this spell. Rumpet is there, just ahead. There's still sort of like a like 5 meters between you and this person. Do you try and close it, or do you just get this person to stop? As you are closing it, another person turns the corner out of the door, like hand on sword. What do you do about this?
As they look at me, I'll just poke their friend in the forehead so that they fall asleep from the nerve paralytic.
Oh, fucking hell. So you're getting the second one with the nerve paralytic?
Yes. Well, yeah, I can. So one of them is... wait, no. I imagined that they'd react if I walked up to them. I meant
Yes.
nerve paralyticing the
loss.
The loss.
So the thing is that there is a person like you have to walk 5 meters. There is a person less than a meter next to the person with the crossbow. So if you walk up to the person who you cast loss on and like tap them on the forehead, that's fine, but you'll be right next to a person with their hand on a sword. I just sort of like, you can do this, that's fine, but I just want to sort of like give you the situation of, you don't know how many people are in this house, and there's a person right next to the person you're about to just tap on the forehead with a weapon.
I mean, can I tap them instead?
Yeah, but that'll definitely be a test. Maybe dexterity or
let's try.
Yeah. Yeah, I think dexterity makes sense if you're happy with that.
Yeah.
That's a 5.
Nice.
You tap them on the forehead and nerve paralytic. I guess they go stiff.
Yeah, because it was the petrifying
Just
thing.
Yeah.
Applied to a blade, if a human is struck with it, they will be affected with a full body paralysis for 20 minutes, losing consciousness. They just, so like this person with the crossbow is like, and then like sees you just like tap their friend on the forehead, who just like slumps to the floor, and I think they run. Like,
I would
unless
like
you
at this moment to discharge my clue token.
oh, fucking hell. All right.
So I have access to Hunter and the Hunted. It is an epiphany. I already have a clue token saved up from ages ago, Noticeable Gate. So what I'm going to do is discharge it, and I can make a successful attack without the need to make a roll. I could already do that for my spells anyway. But what I'm trying to do here, Wilcox, is bypass you and immediately cast Wondrous Binding at the man who is running to just grab his legs.
Absolutely. Let me give one detail before this, which is Daffodil can now see inside. Down the hallway, you can count one person cresting the bottom of the stairs. Everybody's running. One person cresting the bottom of the stairs. You can hear the footsteps of another person upstairs, and at least 1 or 2 more people inside the house. So there are around 3 to 5 people.
I know what to do here, but can he still
Yes.
cast Wondrous Binding?
So
Okay.
Wondrous Binding, a curse. You got him. Okay.
Yeah!
Like this person with a crossbow who has just forgotten everything about what's going on is running away, and then chains from heaven strike him.
Can
I hate when
I
that happens.
can I, as
We'll win
Daffodil,
there. We've all done it.
I imagine that everyone else will also follow suit. So it'll be Daffodil, Rumpet, Alder,
Yeah.
Eli, and then
I think like the thing is, Daffodil, you are currently, I imagine that Rumpet is probably walking up this alleyway in some manner.
Mhm.
But Daffodil, you can see into the hallway that there are people charging out of the door, and who are now seeing, they haven't seen the Wondrous Binding because that's happening in the alleyway as somebody runs away, but they have just seen somebody just collapse and be tapped on the forehead.
So
And then in the next moment, they see Rumford appear behind Daffodil.
yeah,
I think you hear somebody shout, "Go for the other door!"
I would like
Alder!
to try.
Quick, to the front door. Eli, the other door. Close them
Can
in.
we run round in time?
Yeah, although these are not far from each other. Like they're just
Hell
like,
yeah.
I don't want to go into that alleyway.
I'd like to try and
So
do
on the
a-
one alleyway, you've got Rumpet, Daffodil, and Benedict, and at the front door, you've got Alder and Eli. And that's how to make
Right.
sure we've got those positions.
Marriott,
And
Mm.
Oh, yeah,
Marriott,
Marriott's there
Marriott
too.
Delahaye is
Perfect
always
setup.
here. That's terrifying. He's always just here.
I would like to try and do a
Medicine.
Galadriel thing. You know, when she was in The Hobbit and she just like slammed her palm and like a great thing of light appeared.
Right.
I
Sure.
want to cast See True, which says that I can create an orb of light that does some other things if it's on its own, but I can alter its size to make it bright enough to disorient opponents with a sudden burst. So I want to come in and like explode an orb of light to make everyone confused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hardcore. That's sexy as hell.
That happens. Does anybody want to like capitalize on this?
As that's happening and they're all disoriented, I'm going to knock them on their ass and take their weapons.
How many are there?
Yeah, you know what, brawn it. Like, if I think you need, I'm gonna say, hold on. I'm gonna say, I'll give you a success for a person. You know?
That seems fair.
Yeah, like you.
2 successes.
And I'd hold on. Are you taking a bonus dice from?
Being skilled in brawn. Oh, I didn't take a bonus dice at all.
They're all disoriented. Take a bonus dice. Just roll another one. That's another 5.
Nice.
Rumpert
So-
just runs up in there snatching motherfuckers.
Somebody's dashing down the stairs. They get hit by this light. Rumpert walks up, just like knocks and like takes the weapon. Like another person comes out of a door, bonk, weapon.
Turn around, accidentally hit him in the head.
The one person you don't catch, God, yeah, I mean Eli and Alder, it's impossible to miss. A man is climbing out of a window upstairs.
Oh,
I've got nerve paralytic on my throwing knife or short bow.
Weaponry, do it. The way that you are
No.
dispatching these fools is hilarious.
Don't kill him.
No,
Don't kill him.
Just
split his head
incapacitate.
like a melon with a fucking...
In
Can
the
we
back
kill
of the
him while we're
neck.
climbing out the windows?
Partial
Can we make them
success.
fall?
Partial success.
Does that mean
he
that-
gets nicked with it?
Well, no, the partial success is he simply falls and like you hear a crunch.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, I guess he doesn't cry out because he's unconscious by the time he hits the floor. But it's
Oh no,
bad.
he's dead.
Christ.
Really didn't want any of them dead. Really want to find out what they were doing here. Really hope that wasn't Richard Brix who
I
we just
don't
killed.
think that they're dead.
Really?
Probably unconscious.
Just a
I
little
mean,
bit sleepy.
the nerve
You're a
paralysis-
doctor, Eli. Why don't you check?
Can I check if he's dead?
Also, bring the unconscious ones inside, off the street. Come,
Mm.
come.
Inside. Everybody, quick.
Well, as gently as we can, drag the body inside.
Yeah. Roll a medicine, intelligence, medicine, and you've got all sorts of What's your medical knowledge? Is it just? It's just.
I have medicine. too.
I have medicine.
I have
Yeah.
medicine as well.
I have
They are all doctors.
surgery.
We're all doctors. here.
I think that's the one because you'll have
Oh yeah, I
a
suppose.
fracture or something.
I have
Yeah.
physiology, so you could diagnose before you try and cut him open.
Yeah, I think
Would insight help?
everybody is helping here.
I mean, I already have like 5d6.
yeah.
We
Just
You
throw
know what
some
it
more
is?
roll all of them. Roll 5.
Eli's
D6.
doing a thing
It's
from
fine.
House. We're all standing around trying to differential diagnose what's wrong with his neck.
This person.
Rumpert is insisting it's lupus.
This. I'm.
Eli's like,
I think it's lupus. Like the dog.
Dennis has lupus.
dog
Uh,
disease.
No, Dennis actually does have
He
lupus.
does actually have.
Oh my god,
Oh,
it is lupus.
no!
I think you get a success. I'm not going to go into like critical detail, but essentially like something very important is broken. This
Is there
this
anything I can
person
do
this
just
person
to keep
doesn't
them
need it.
alive?
yeah, so I think what is happening is this is the sort of thing of in the heist movie when the job goes bad and it's like we got to get him to the hospital right now, but if we get him to the hospital the police will ask questions.
So
Can I heal this man using balance?
How much hospitaling can we do using
you can
magic
totally
and
heal
surgery?
this man using balance.
All right, I heal
I
him
think
using
at
balance.
the very least you can stabilize this man using balance.
All right. Okay, well, I sort of like move Eli away and kind of crudely use surgery to match bones together and then kind of go, bit better, and kind of like bonk him on the face. And he's surrounded by a fiery orange light.
So you collate the 6 unconscious people. I'm willing to say that at some point Dennis leads the person outside back and you bonk them over the head because there's no point rolling it.
We'll have Older bonk them over the head.
Yeah.
And then you have all 7 of Richard Brix's vagabond gang. Which is not how I planned you encountering them. In like one of the rooms at Mette Bangor's house. Well, goodness. I think we should leave it there. What
Good job,
what
team.
a display of success. Oh. Everybody was just prepared with, I've got this thing that means you can't say I don't do it.
Welcome to 9th level, bitch.
Yeah, great.
Wow,
Very,
we really descended on that gang really efficiently.
well, this is also the thing of like 6 people. Like if you're 7 people, if you're able to deal with a monster, 7 people is like whatever. Yeah, cool. That was good fun. We're gonna come back and like search this house and then probably finish this day.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, everybody, for listening. I hope you had a good time, as we did. If you did have a good time, maybe consider leaving us a 5 or 10-star review. Why not 10 stars? I do it twice.
And tell your friends. Please tell your friends. Share the game word of mouth. We could pay a bunch of money for ads and billboards, and it would like catch 2 people. But you could tell 2 friends.
It's very true. And in your review, make sure you say with legally vague details your favorite time that you burst into someone's house and defeated 7 people all on your own. We've all done it. There's no shame in it. Aside from that, big thanks to Oscar Russel and Natasha Sofla. Oscar for the graphic design and Natasha for the music. I'll find more of Oscar's stuff, the Watchtower design. And do have a little look for us on socials at 6planes or at 6planes games, and send us a little email at 6planesgames@gmail.com, because it's really nice to hear from people. And Siobhan, when's this going out?
Oh, goodness. This may be coming
while.
out at like the end of February.
End of Feb. Right. You should have backed us for the Inquest, you fools. Wait, hold on. Siobhan, sample this and put it in things that are coming out in the lead up to Jan and going into Feb, and a little thing is, make sure to check us out on Kickstarter. We have a little project as a part of Zine Quest, which is called Kill Kindness, which is a different game that we've been developing. So have a little look for Kill Kindness on Kickstarter, and just have a little look, and like maybe if you find it cool, you want to put a little bit of money on it, and if you do that, thanks. Anyway, have a good time, and good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Siobhan, you dog.
Perfect. It's putting my sloppy house in order, by which I mean opening the right tabs.
When I talk about my sloppy, no, I'm not giving it up.
And I'm recording.
Hi, I'm recording.
Oh shit! I've only just started my
I thought that was
recording.
Dennis.
I can't sit still.
Was your pod?
Happy
do you have
New
one in?
Year!
Happy New
Happy New
Year!
Year!
Happy New
Shut
Year.
up.